Hello again. What I basically had done in the last lesson was talk about 30, 60, 90 triangles with respect to sine, cosine, and tangent. And I talked about how sine and cosine are co-functions of each other. Basically that means that the sine of 30 degrees is the same thing as cosine of 60 degrees. Its complementary angle are the same. So example, the sine of 40 degrees and the cosine of 50 degrees are the same. Anything that adds up to 90 is going to be the same. Really quite cool. So you get that. The sine of 30 is the same thing as the, where is it? Cosine of 60, pardon me. The cosine of 30 is the same thing as the sine of 60 right there. And the tangent of 30 would be the same thing as the cotangent of 60, which isn't here yet. It's over here. Now, I can go ahead and tell you what side is over what side, and we can, try to figure it out. But all you really got to do is, understand these, and understand how reciprocal functions work and cofunctions work. And that's a little difficult. Cofunctions are a little bit more difficult to understand, but reciprocals are pretty easy for students to kind of fathom to get. So we'll see how it goes. And it shouldn't be terrible. So I've got these 6 functions right here. Secant of 30, cosecant of 30, cotangent of 30, cosecant of 60, secant of 60, and cotangent of 60. Now the secant of 30 is the hypotenuse over the adjacent. So basically it's going to be 2x over x root 3 multiply, cancel out the x's, it's 2 root 3 over 3. Yeah, perfect. Took me a little bit of time to figure that out. But basically all that means is this, kind of make it a little bit easier for you. Find its reciprocal function. The secant's reciprocal is the cosine. Reciprocal of secant of 30 is the cosine of 30, so that's what we're going to do. So basically, secant of 30 is 2 root 3, or 2 over root 3. Now the problem is that that's not in, you're not rationalizing the denominator. You actually have to solve for it, figure it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply by root 3 on both the top and the bottom, or numerator and denominator. And what we get, pardon I don't have much room left, is 2 root 3 over square root 3 times square root 3 is 3, or square root 9, which is still 3. So there you go. Now, the secant of 30's cofunction is the cosecant. Secant of 30 is 2 root 3 over 3, which means the cosecant of 60, without doing any work whatsoever, has to be the same thing. And you can go ahead and you can check it out if you want to. Be perfectly fine by me. However, let's do it anyways. Cosecant of 60 degrees is the hypotenuse over the opposite. So that would be 2x over x root 3. So it's the same exact thing. Cancel out the x's, it's 2 over root 3, blah, 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 blah. Finito. Cosecant of 30 is the reciprocal function of the sine. Let's look for the sine of 30. Sine of 30 is 1 over 2. Its reciprocal is 2 over 1, or just 2. Cosecant's cofunction of 30 is the secant of 60. Bam, done. That's all there is to it. Cotangent's cofunction of 30 is the tangent of 60. Do I have that? Yes, I do. It's root 3. And cotangent's cofunction is the tangent. Cotangent of 60's cofunction is tangent of 30 degrees. Root 3 over 3. And there you go. And we'll even check this one too if you want to. Cotangent of 60 degrees is the adjacent over the opposite. So it's x over x root 3. Multiplied by root 3 on the top and the bottom, that's root 3 over 3. There you go. So if you have a good mastery of cofunctions and the idea of reciprocals, you're fine. Let me go ahead and say this again, just in case you want to write something. Oh, this is gold. Sine's cofunction is cosine. Tangent's cofunction is cotangent, and secant's cofunction is cosecant. Sine's reciprocal function is cosecant. Sine's reciprocal is cosecant. Cosine's reciprocal is secant, and tangent's reciprocal is cotangent. So it kind of works the same way. Pretty cool. And you don't believe me, you can go ahead and test it out by yourself. But It's really quite cool. This would be 1 over root 3, 1 over root 3, which is root 3 over 3, bam, still works. So the only one that's actually reciprocal and the cofunction at the same time is tangent and cotangent. That said, I hope that's very helpful. I hope it is. It's a little bit to absorb, but pretty cool nonetheless. Have a good day, friend. Goodbye.